Yes, Pokemon Evil Teams, the only time where you'll see literal insane people in children's games. So Pokemon has always had some type of villainous threats in their games, and it's always in the form of an organization. It's never just one-man thing, even though there is a leader of each team, which is very, very powerful among their admins and grunts. So today I'm gonna rank them all of them on difficulty and impact, because let's be real here, some of these just fucking suck. Let's get started. At the bottom here is Team Star. They don't do jack shit besides take up space and just harass random students. They're so harmless, and they only doing this because they were bullied, so you're supposed to feel bad for them, but I can't really do that after how annoying their stupid battles are. They're stupidly difficult because of their stupid cars, but I don't really care because I can't really rank a non-evil team higher than like actual villainous teams that have will to destroy the world. I don't think Team Star wants to destroy the entirety of Paldea. Whatever, on to number 8, 7, what am I saying? Next up are both of the Alola villain teams. The Aether Foundation and Team Skull are both really non-threatening. At least the Aether Foundation does something because of Lucamine. She has 2 top fights, and at least these guys don't use the same fucking Pokemon over and over again. But they still don't do much besides open up a wormhole. I don't really remember them that much because Alola's villains are so forgettable. I didn't really find either of these guys interesting, as you could probably tell. And I only remember Lucamine because of her stupid Clefable in Pokemon Sun and Moon when she turns into a fucking jellyfish. I hate that Clefable so much. On to number 6. Holy fuck, am I gonna catch some slack for this one. Next up is Team Rocket, and these guys are just criminals and don't cause that much problems to Kanto besides being annoying. They aren't as bad as active world destroyers, I'm sorry. All they do is Kanto is just raid Silph, and in Johto, they're just really fucking pathetic. They get 2 entire chances in 2 different regions, but they still fail to, like, do anything. All they do in Johto is sage the entire radio tower, but come on, man. Am I supposed to be scared of them when all the admins have, like, the worst teams I've ever seen? Look at Archer's team again. Like, come on, man. At least Giovanni's fights in Kanto are actually pretty hard, but that's really the only saving grace for the OG villains of the Pokemon franchise. That's gonna piss a lot of people off, but I don't really give a fuck. On to number 5. Yeah, it's gonna piss a lot of people off. Macrocosmos does not do a whole lot, but Rose Awakening and Turdiness is definitely enough for him to be above Team Rocket, in my opinion. While these guys don't really pop up until after you get the 8th badge, they do annoy the living shit out of you with their constant battling throughout Winden. And I mean, they're still stupidly easy, but Steel is a good typing, but still, if you have one fire or ground type, these guys cause no problem at all, and that's kinda sad. Rose is also just plain stupid, trying to solve a problem an entire millennium away. He's basically just Archie and Maxie again, but not nearly as stupid and as threatening. How are you letting Leon, the guy that doesn't even know what North is probably, be smarter than you, Rose? I don't know, the later gen evil teams are really fucking stupid. It doesn't really get that much better with number 3, let's be honest. Next up are probably my favorite teams, Team Aqua and Magma. Their goals are just plain stupid, and they use the same 3 Pokemon over and over again, to the point where you just get sick of them. They don't even like spice it up all that much in Emerald version to my knowledge, where they just make both teams coexist as threats. Come on, man, you could have made Archie have like more threats, and even Maxie too. They're just plain pathetic, and while their awakenings of the legendaries cause massive pause for Hoenn regions, that's really all they do, but I think it's definitely impactful enough to move them all the way up to here, compared to like someone like Team Rocket. Oh my god, I'm gonna get hanged if I keep talking about them. Whatever, on to number 3. Team Flare is actually a massive threat to the Kalos region, and I think it's the 2nd most threatening team to their respective regions. They take over power plants and are willing to kill everybody but themselves. That's just plain psychotic. The thing that keeps them from being at least to number 2 is definitely the Gen 6 curse of having pathetically easy fights. Name one time you struggled on a Kalos battle in general. I mean, I struggled on Seabolt a lot as a kid, but I think it's just a skill issue because I never really have water counters. Lysander's final battle is really sick in premise, but in actuality, it's still pretty easy besides his Gyarados. I wish Gen 6 wasn't so this easy, otherwise this actually could debate for number 2. I know I just beat Pokemon White recently, which could be, and this could just be a whole recency bias things, but I don't think so. Team Plasma is insane, dude. Sure, they use the same Pokemon for their grunts, but who cares, honestly, at this point. They are an active threat to the Universe region, taking people's Pokemon to take over the world by using Reshiram and Zekrom. They are so frequent in the Universe region, to the point where it actually kind of pissed me off. Ghetsis is definitely the most evil of all of the leaders, only rivaled by the one above and below him. I mean, look at poor N! Just look at him! And yes, I unfortunately had Pokemon White spoiled to me, so I was very sad about that. But whatever. Remember, this list doesn't include Neoplasma, because I haven't really played Pokemon White 2, and plus, they're like the same thing as this, I believe, so I don't think you guys care. If you want, place Neoplasma if you want in the comments, if you really want to, but I don't think it really changes much. So, I decided to leave them out of the video. Team Plasma are just a whole different type of beast. On to number 1. Yeah, no surprises here, Galactic's at 1. These guys are insane because of their leader, Cyrus, who wants to destroy this entire world and make his own where it's just him by himself. At least that's how I remember it. That is absolutely diabolical, man. And that's not it. They're the only team where the admins actually provide challenge. Mars and Jupiter's early game fights are infamous for their insane aces, and while their second fights and both Saturn fights are really easy, the same can't be said for Cyrus. In Diamond, Pearl, and the remix, he's kinda easy, but holy fuck is he absolutely diabolical in Pokemon Platinum. His HQ fight is hard enough, but that Distortion World fight, man, you have to be there. You just have to experience it and watch as half your team just ruthlessly dies to this man. It's insane. But yeah, I don't think there's much debate for this one spot. Okay, I lied, Plasma was really close. And yeah, that's it. I think all the evil teams have their problems besides Galactic and Plasma, really. I just wish some of them were more threatening to the later gens. Particularly like 7 and 9, because Macro's Cosmos at least tries to kill the world. There's also Team Rocket and the Johto games, which are just so pathetic and honestly brings them down a bit, because otherwise they could have like maybe been higher. If you had a Pokemon die in that Rocket hideout, I genuinely want to ask you, what were you thinking? Unless you were like 7 or something, then like fair. I know Pokemon are usually easy games, but man, I just wish some of the organizations that are actively disturbing the region I'm in were harder to fight. But yeah, that's about all I have to say. That's the end. Thanks for watching. Peace.